go, we're underway, and Joe Jacobson on the ball straight away. Plays it down the left-hand side towards Gornell. Ball gets away from him, headed into touch. It'll be a Shrewsbury Town throw. In front of that huge Breathe On 'em Salah banner at the back of the West Stand. Throw in taken, infield to Richards, to Wright now. Touched infield to Collins. Ball gets away from him. Dagenham in their all green away colours now. Lots of youngsters in this Dagenham side. Big game for them. Long ball played through the middle towards Scott. He's got plenty of pace, it's overhit, and it's easily snuffed out by the goalkeeper Neil. A vision in all black today. The Shrewsbury goalkeeper rolls it out to Jacobson. Plays it forward from left back. Not the best of passes from the Welshman. But it succeeds in finding Luke Howell. Dagenham playing 4-3-3. They come forward here with Woodall. Woodall shoots from a long way out. Powder puff. He could even have thrown his cap on there. On that shot had he been wearing it, Chris Neil. And a nice early touch of the ball for the Shrewsbury keeper.
Yeah, it was a tame shot, wasn't it, from the Dagenham player, but just a few little nerves, I think, from the Town players. I didn't think they would be, Stuart, but you know, it's only human, isn't it, to be nervous on such an occasion like this. And once they get into their stride, I'm sure they'll get their football going.
Goes without saying, if there is a goal in the games involving Torquay and Crawley, you will know about it straight away here on BBC Radio Shropshire 96 FM. No score so far. Dagenham have a throw in the right back position to be taken here by Scott Doe. Town fans cranking up the volume for minute 1 here to get behind their favourite team. Header won by Jacobson on halfway. Collin is the top goal scorer. Just to give it back to Jacobson. Sells him a little bit short. Scott slips of Dagenham. And Jacobson nicks it back and sends it all the way back to the goalkeeper Neil. Early goal in the Premier League. Relegated Wolves losing again. Orlandi, Swansea 1. Wolves 0 at the Liberty Stadium as a freight train goes hurtling by the greenhouse meadow. Neil clears him, right-footed to Gornell. Great take from Gornell. Then he has it taken off him by Matt Baudry, one of the centre halves. Baudry sends it forward aimlessly, and it goes through to the goalkeeper once again. Town will want to play on the front foot for minute 1 and impose themselves here, Steve.
Yeah, they certainly will. On the way Dagenham set up with this 4-3-3 formation, Town are going to have an extra man in midfield. Let's hope they can make it play and get the wide men in.
But it's Collins on the edge of the box. Ball just gets away from him, but Granderson, fans' favourite, first touch of the ball, finds Wildig on the right-hand side. Wildig confronted by McCrory. Wildig cuts inside him, but he plays a great ball to the feet of Gornell. Ball doesn't quite stick though. Daggers nick it back, and here's a Gogo, the former Arsenal reserve, in the centre circle. Finds Doe. Doe plays it forward, only as far as Jacobson. Jacobson pings it in the direction of Wright. Doesn't quite find him. Couple of times now Jacobson's given it away a bit cheaply early on. Daggers now have it, 10 yards inside the Town half, with Scott, former Hayes and Yedding player. Finds a Gogo. Lots of green shirts forward in this move. They'd look to be party poopers. The Gugu crosses from the right, and it's an easy take again for the goalkeeper Neil. Nice early throw out from the goalkeeper. Wildig helps it over halfway to Gornell in those bright white boots of his. Not too many footballers do wear black boots these days, do they? Actually, I think Sharps, good old professional that he is the only man in the Shrewsbury side who's wearing the traditional black football boots today. Here he is, on the edge of his 18-yard box. Moves it forward right-footed towards Gornell. Beaten to it by Spillane. Richards goes in for a tackle. Ball on halfway now, with McCrory, the Irishman, playing left-back for Dagenham. It's now played up towards Scott again, enjoying a bit of freedom here. Scott though gives it away a bit cheaply, and Shrewsbury nick it back. And with 4 minutes on the clock, nothing of any note has happened so far. Shrewsbury 0, Dagenham 0. Gornell's given it away. Dagenham come forward from the back, and that's a late challenge from Richards on Spillane, is it? Spillane goes down, he wants a free kick, he won't get one. And now Town can come forward with Wright. Wright switches the point of the attack neatly to Wildig. Big buzz of anticipation. Wildig 30 yards out, looks to Wright, finds him right forward to Collins. Then snuffed out this time by Baudry for Dagenham. Dagenham just slow it down, almost to walking pace. They find it forward now to Scott, loses out to Sharps. Sharps, ball angled in towards Collins, cleared again by Spillane, the former Norwich City youngster. Dagenham making a decent fist of it in these first 4.5 minutes of this sold-out, packed to capacity greenhouse meadow. Well over 9,000 inside today. Morecambe 0, Plymouth 1 in League 2. Luke Young, the goal scorer there. Granderson plays it down the inside right channel. It's overhit. Asking a bit too much of Gornell this time, and that'll be a goal kick to Dagenham and Redbridge.
Yeah, as I say, a few little nerves, Stuart, from the Town players, but just starting to pick the ball up, pass it about on the floor, getting Richards on the ball, getting Rowe on the ball. and starting to use their wide players as well. Adam Wildig having plenty of the ball at the moment. But the front two have just got to get hold of it. Just trying to flick things at the moment. Just get a hold of it and get their players involved.
Real party atmosphere around the greenhouse meadow today. I think the roof will come off this place if Shrewsbury get a goal, as we all hope they will today. More bad news for Wolves, 2-0. They are already trailing at Swansea. Joe Allen, 2 quick goals in the Wycombe-Notts County game, 1 apiece in that one. In League One, Wycombe can go down to League Two. They need to win that one today. Town have it in the centre circle with Collins with a shaven head. Collins heading in the right direction, gives it to young Wildig, the Cardiff City loanee. Wildig forward to Rowe, the combative Yorkshireman. Town just knitting play together neatly down the right hand side inside the Daggers half. Richards, the playmaker, puts his foot on the ball. Reverse ball now to Grandison. First step over from Big Jermaine. Here he comes. Grandison looks for Rowe, sells him a little bit short. And Daggers go snapping into the tackle, a go-go this time, and Shrewsbury will have a throw just inside the Daggers half, directly in front of the Shrewsbury Town dugout. First rendition of Grandison from the Town fans who adore him here on the west stand, the railway side if you like, of the greenhouse meadow. 0-0, right, forward to Gornell. Gornell turns 30 yards out to Wright. Wright's forced to check and go back into his own half. To Sharps, ball forward, it's a good one as well. Flags up against Gornell. She took it down on the chest. Good spot though from the captain, idea was there. Gornell just went a little bit too early. Yeah, we've seen that 2 or 3 times this season, haven't we, from Sharps. He can play a lovely ball through. Gornell just trying to get away from his defender, Stuart. Just catching himself offside, and good decision by the linesman. But Town starting to pick the pace of the game up and keeping the ball on the floor, which is that's all they've got to do. Just joining us late, here's the teams. Town unchanged, again, been a feature of the run-in. Neil in goal, back four, Grandison, Sharps, Cansdell, Sheriff and Jacobson. In midfield, Wildig, Rowe, Richardson, Wright, and up front, Collins and Gornell. Daggers come forward here with Abu Agogo, who works it in field to Bingham, who scored an absolute screamer against Crawley last weekend. That came ending 1-1. That was good news for the Town. Scott goes back into his own half to McCrory with the fair hair, dinks it forward in the direction of Agogo. Good header won by Sharps, and Daggers will start again with a throw in there. Vastly experienced manager John Still in the black tracksuit trousers and the blue manager's jacket, just barking out the orders. Might not be an awful lot resting on it in terms of the overall picture for Dagenham. He would love his team to continue their very good end of season form. Here's Scott on the left hand side, whips in the ball, cleared by Cansdell Sheriff. Collins beaten by the bounce of the ball. McCrory, total miss hit from the left back. Ball is actually still in on the far side, and it's well played by Elito. Elito confronted by Cansdell Sheriff. Ball now whipped in by Doe. Hit it away well by Cansdell Sheriff. McCrory, better hit this time, and it's well wide though, and it's a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town.
Yeah, it's Dagenham certainly going to come here and lie down, are they, Stuart? We've seen that from the opening skirmishes. They're combative, and they're making sure that Town have got to work really hard for this victory here today, or even a draw.
Daggers playing 4-3-3 today. Chris Lewington, the keeper, at the back. Scott Doe, Matt Bawdry, Mickey Spillane and Damien McCrory. In midfield, Abu Agogo, Luke Howell and Billy Bingham, namesake of the former Northern Ireland manager, of course. And up front, they're playing 3 up front. Mehdi Elito, Josh Scott and Brian Woodall. In the top division, Yelovich, penalty for Everton. Everton 1, Fulham 0. Same division, Stoke 1, Arsenal 0. Big Peter Crouch. In League 2, Cheltenham looking for a playoff place. They're losing though at home to Bradford. Narky Wells to Bradford City. Cheltenham, having been up there all season, could yet be overtaken in the scramble for playoff places. No score here in the Greenhouse Meadow, which is jumping today. 9 minutes on the clock on BBC Radio Shropshire. Shrewsbury 0, Dagenham 0. Here's Collins. Ball sails over his head and goes through to the goalkeeper Lewington. Telford kicked off early today. They were at Gateshead and they were beaten by 3-0. So that's going to be a long way back from Tyneside today for them. Andy Simpson back in his native part of the world, of course. 0-0 here. Here's Collins. Rising for a header, loses out, but Rowe keeps it for the Town. Rowe to Wildig. Wildig beaten strongly in the tackle by Bingham. Bingham then plays it against Grandison, and it will be a throw to Dagenham right on halfway, taken by McCrory up towards Scott, who's causing 1 or 2 problems with his movement early doors here. Scott though Gets the ball stuck between his feet this time, and can still show Town's longest serving player. Emerges with it, sweeps it forward elegantly to Mark Wright. Wright's having a go at Doe, he's forced to check back on himself. Wright again, whips it in towards the near post, towards Cornell, angles tight, Cornell shoots! And it's blocked by Doe, and spins out of play for a Shrewsbury throw. Wright takes it quickly. Back with Jacobson. Look at the space now for Wright. Lots of blue and amber shirts in the middle. Wright towards the near post. Collins in the goal zone. Headed over the bar by McCrory. To almost on the goal line. He was going to sneak in there. Right ball in. Collins might have got the faintest of connections. Keeper was taken out of the game. And McCrory somehow got it up and over the bar for a Shrewsbury corner.
James Collins dying for the cause there, Stuart. Throwing himself to that ball, wasn't he? In front of the Dagenham defender. Very, very close. Nearly 1-0.
Well played McCrory, Town corner, taken by Richard, Sharpston there, headed away well by Spillane. Dagenham clear, they're all back defending, only as far as Rowe. Rowe to Wright, on the left hand side to Sharps now, Sharps tries to bend one, what an effort, oh it's wide! And he's the captain at centre half and he tried to bend it outrageously from the edge of the box, it didn't just come back in time. A whisker away from the skipper, making it 1-0.
Yeah, it was a super strike, wasn't it? Sharps found himself, still in that 18-yard box from the corner, Stuart. Lovely ball from Mark Wright to him, lovely little pass inside the defender. And Sharps thought, why not? I'm here. I'll have a little curler with my right foot. Very, very close.
Really good effort, good technique from the captain. He might be a centre half. He was actually talking to me in Sharps about his all-round game earlier this week, and he does say that he was saying to me that when he joined the club 2 summers ago, Graham Turner said to him, as desperate as he was to get him, don't bother coming here, Ian, unless you want to improve as a player. And he certainly has. The way he brings the ball out from the back now, almost a bit like Beckenbauer, isn't it? Lower league Beckenbauer, you might say.
Well, we just seen that earlier pass, didn't we? We saw one at Morecambe earlier in the season as well, Stuart, for Collins' goal. He can do it, and as I think, even though at 32, you still want to improve as a player.
Aldershot, Neil Rotherham 1. In League 2, Gareth Evans penalty. Collins, it's not a bad idea of trying to get Wright involved. He's asking a lot of Wright, he's going to get there. Yes, he is. Wright just keeps it in. On the left-hand side, great ball from Collins. Wright twisting and turning. Plays it against Doe. Is it a corner? No, not quite. It will be a throw to Shrewsbury Town as they pour forward, playing towards the north stand. Packed today with Town fans for one day only. Jacobson on the overlap. Good surging run from the left-back. Clips it in towards the back stick. Cornell keeps it alive. There for Wildig maybe. Dagenham dig it out, do they? Yes, they do. Good strong play this time from Doe, and the clearance is completed down this near side by a go-go. But Town win it back. Signs that Town might be starting to up it here. Nicky Rowe, long breaking diagonal ball in towards Collins as he shoved in the back. No, he isn't, says the ref. Loose header. It is Forrest Wright. Wright hits him wide of the near post. Town getting up a real head of steam here. You sense something might be about to happen. 0-0.
It's non-stop, isn't it, Stuart? Every time the ball comes out from Dagenham, it's picked up by a Town player, either played back into the box very early on. And Collins and Cornell looking really, really sharp at the moment. Excellent play from Mark Wright again as well. He's picking lots of ball up. Great ball out to him from Collins, wasn't it, from that cross that he put in early? But I think it's the 2 wide men who are going to prove a real handle here for Dagenham.
Shrewsbury 0, Dagenham 0. Remember, this the day that Shrewsbury could finally climb back into the 3rd tier of English football for 15 long years. Remember it well those days. 3 years they had at the higher level. Fred Davis took them up. Did all right initially, then it was a bit of a struggle. And after 3 years at the 3rd level of the English game, they tumbled to relegation and Fred Davis promptly left the club. But that's what they're hoping to get back to. 0-0 in the Premier League. Wigan 1, Newcastle 0. Victor Moses for Wigan, who continue to fight and battle for their top flight career. Robin van Persie's equalised for Arsenal at Stoke, 1 apiece in that game. Dagenham free kick here, taken in towards Bingham, headed away well by Sharps. Jacobson completes the clearance, only at the expense of a throw though to Dagenham. Advanced position on the right hand side. Town 0, Dagenham 0 in this massive promotion clash on BBC Radio Shropshire. The build up throughout the day here on 96 FM. Long throw comes in from the right hand side. Woodall at the near post tries to make a nuisance of himself. Doe now swings it in, angles tight against him, and he just slides his hand into touch, and that'll be a goal kick. And Neil quickly takes it to Grandison. Not too much chance for Grandison to charge forward so far, but here he comes, and he's shoved in the back by Scott. And Town get a free kick right on halfway.
That's a good job. He was pushed as well because Grandison was away then, Stuart, wasn't he? Just getting into overdrive, and he was flying past the centre forward. The referee's just thinking the player. Town wanting to get on with it and get the game going, but he's going to be a threat for us, isn't he, Grandison, this season and next.
I'm struck, you know, Steve, by the amount of Town fans that have got in touch with me on Twitter today, telling me they're listening from some far-flung corner of Europe on holiday. Forteventura, Dave Evans, I've had tweets from Greece as well. That's bad planning, isn't it? To go away this close to the end of a season when Shrewsbury might do something. You're missing out on a fantastic day as well, folks, I must say, if you're not here today, those people who have taken a holiday whilst the season is still in full swing. It's 0-0. Town playing well though, upping it in the last few minutes, and you sense if Shrewsbury do get their noses in front, it could potentially have a catastrophic effect on these Dagenham boys.
Yeah, it certainly will, Stuart. It looks as if they're waiting for Town to score. It's every time that the Town get the ball, they're looking dangerous as they put balls into the box. As you say, I think they will collapse, Dagenham. I think the season they've had as well.
Here's Collins, looses out in the air on halfway, but Richards wins it for the Town, sends it forward. Collins full of running. It's not going to get there though. Spillane feeds it back to the goalkeeper Lewington in the grey goalkeeping top and black shorts, and he clears long over halfway. Up it goes towards Alito. Well won in the air by Jacobson. What a season he's had. Victor Moses has scored again for Wigan. Wigan 2, Newcastle chasing a Champions League place 0 at Wigan. Swansea now 3-0 up on Wolves. Nathan Dyer with a third for the Swans. Apt name, I suppose. Dyer season for Wolves, isn't it? Fellaini has scored a second for Everton. Everton 2, Fulham 0. Here at the Greenhouse Meadow, still 0-0. Shrewsbury 0, Dagenham 0. No goals in the games involving Torquay and Crawley either. Town come forward now. Mark Wright, midway inside the Dagenham half, left-hand side, drops the shoulder, gets another go. Wright looks for Collins. Poor ball though. By his high standards this time, Wright, and Dagenham nick it back, and they clear up towards halfway. Well won back by Castle Sheriff. Richards now, just inside the Dagenham half, pings it out to this near side to Grandison. Grandison in field to Wildig. Wildig gives it back to Grandison. John Truick, the senior coach, barking at the orders here. Grandison, ball forward to Gornell. Gornell tries to give it back to Grandison. Doesn't quite execute his pass well enough, and Dagenham clear up towards halfway. A good challenge comes in from Wildig, does enough to put a go-go under pressure, and it'll be a Shrewsbury Town throw. What a story for young Wildig, by the way. He was almost in danger of becoming the invisible man, wasn't he, at the Greenhouse Meadow? Didn't figure for 4 months or so, between November and a few weeks ago. Then John Taylor gets sent off at Morecambe, and Wildig's back in the team and holding down a place on merit, Steve.
He certainly is, Stuart. He's a good footballer as well. As I say, I think that he might be out of contract at Cardiff at the end of the season, and he's definitely one to sign for next year. He's a good player.
Chris Neal, the goalkeeper, plays it out to Sharps. Sharp sends it forward down the inside right channel. It's going to be kept in here, is it, by Gornell? It is. He hooks it over his shoulder, but it goes through to the goalkeeper, and that's easily gathered by Lewington. Everybody at the Greenhouse Meadow, over 9,000 fans here today, enjoying this one, just waiting to really have something to get excited about, Stephen.
It's like you say, Stuart, if Town get the first goal, this roof will come off this ground, I'm telling you. Absolute, we've heard noise here this season, tremendous noise from the fans, but if we score, you wait till you hear that noise.
Here's Sharps for Shrewsbury, midway inside his own half. Marvin Morgan and John Taylor warming up here. A long ball from Sharps. Richards gives chase. Richards, can he get in there? No, he can't. Good play from Spillane, just ushered it back to the goalkeeper, and out came Lewington, and Lewington grabbed that one. Great Escape is back on for Wickham, maybe in League One. Wickham 2, Notts County 1, penalty from Grant Basie. This is a time of season, isn't it, when all the promotion and relegation issues really start to be resolved. Great news for Southampton earlier, being promoted to the Premier League by hammering relegated Coventry, so it's the playoffs of West Ham in the Championship. Who would have thought that, given the players Sam Allardyce brought into Upton Park. No score here. West Ham, of course, near rivals of Dagenham, or near neighbours. Not quite sure if rivals is the right word to use. They're poles apart, aren't they? Grandison has work to do in the right back position here. Does it well enough, plays it against Woodall. Typical John still signing Woodall, came on board from Dresley, little Derbyshire non-league club last season, and has scored a few decent goals for them this season. Town look for Wildig here, and Gornell. Gornell couldn't quite take the ball in his stride. Ball lifted forward now by McCrory, up towards Woodall, backing into Sharp. Sharp's won the ball comfortably enough and just nods it back to the goalkeeper. Neal bowls it out to Castle Sheriff. 0-0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Castle Sheriff plants the ball forward, but careless this time. from the Australian. Move breaks down, Dagenham can come forward now with Bingham. Bingham in the centre circle, just looking for someone in a green shirt to give it to. Eventually McCrory offers himself as an option. Ball played up down the left-hand side by McCrory. Well won again by Sharps, who hasn't put a foot wrong thus far. Wildig and Rowe exchange passes. A bit loose from Nicky Rowe, saying that word a few too many times today, maybe. Town a bit loose in possession. They've given it away. And here come the Daggers with Doe on the right. Mark Wright tackling back. No foul given against Wright, but Dagenham keep it. Neat and tidy play. Doe hangs it up. Work for Grandison to do. Does it well enough. Good header from the right back. Wright chasing hard here, but they just cannot win the ball back here, Shrewsbury Town. Dagenham enjoying a good spell of possession, but wait a minute, here comes Richards. Such an outstanding debut season he's had at the Greenhouse Meadow, and then Wright goes crunching into a tackle as well, and it'll be a Dagenham throw on halfway. Yeah,
it's frustrating, isn't it, for Town at the moment, Stuart? Just little balls not coming off and giving the balls away, letting Dagenham get back into this game. They need to just get their mindset again and get the ball down and start playing it on the floor.
Still 0-0 here. 0-0, Torquay against Crawley. Torquay and Crawley games, I should say. Here's Collins, good skill. He's on the charge now. Collins has gone right outside of him, right in the penalty area, drives it in, blocked off initially, and it goes behind, Shrewsbury corner.
Yeah, great work from James Collins then. Little ball into Gornell to shoot him out of the way and said, let me take it on. Suck the ball back in, Mark Wright, cross, and blocked by the Dagenham defender.
Great noise as Town have this corner there, which is going to be taken by Mark Wright, stood in the far corner of the Greenhouse Meadow. Hands on hips, lost the movement in the penalty area. Here it comes towards Grandison, heads it high in the air. Keeper Lewington comes nowhere near it. Ball bouncing around and a free kick. Generously awards the Dagenham. What for?
Exactly, Stuart. Yeah, I think Grandison's gone in with the defender. Referee hadn't blown the whistle then, and it was bobbling around under the Dagenham keeper's crossbar. He didn't seem to come for it. It was headed clear by the defender, and the referee blew for a foul, and only he will know why.
League 2 goal. Aldershot have equalised against Steve Evans' Rotherham. Peter Vincenti, the goal scorer there. Same division, Oxford 0, Southend 1. Ryan Hall. Could be a potentially fatal blow to Oxford's hopes of getting a playoff spot. Shrewsbury fans, of course, hoping the Crew enhance their playoff push today by getting 3 points down at Torquay. Should that happen, regardless of the outcome here, Shrewsbury will be promoted at about 10-5 this afternoon. No score thus far. Town free kick just inside the Dagenham half, and Dagenham have pulled everyone back to the edge of their penalty area to defend this free kick, which is going to be taken by Jacobson. He's got Council Sheriff just to the right of him, but Jacobson's going to plant it into the box, you'd think. Instead he does the other thing, plays a give and go with Council Sheriff. Lots of space now for Jacobson, whips it in. Is that handball? Yes it is, against Howell. So Town edging forward, free kick now, some 35 yards out, left hand side, 0-0.
Yeah, sometimes I know where to move the ball, Stuart, short from the free kicks. When it's a straight ball in, it's very, very hard to direct it towards goal. It was moved wide, trying to get out to Mark Wright, and handball to the Dagenham players. Gives Mark Wright now a chance to whip this ball right under the Dagenham bar.
Lots of Town fans stood up at the back of the North Stand, usually the away end, but taken over by Town fans. They're everywhere today in this sell-out Greenhouse Meadow crowd. The midway point of the first half, Mark Wright whips in this free kick, should be the keeper's, punches it clear, and as far as Richards. Couldn't make anything of it this time, Richards, but he does well to win it back. Nicky Rowe has got the option of playing it back to the keeper, should he desire. Instead he plays it square to Jacobson. Jacobson now to Rowe, popping up in the right back position. It's all in front of him. Here comes a Yorkshireman from a Torquay player. Driving into the heart of the Dagenham half, and there he goes for the elaborate crossfield switch. What a ball that is! Pass of the season, 60 yards straight to the feet of Wright. Wright crosses from the left. Wildig's there with the back stick, headed behind by McCrory. It's another corner to Shrewsbury Town as they look for the breakthrough.
Oh, what a ball from Nicky Rowe, Stuart. I think that's probably 50, 60 yard pass right over the top of the fullback. Mark Wright, great first touch, whip to the back post, and all the defender can do is defend it.
And the roar, the Meadow roar goes up once again. 24 minutes on the clock. No score. Town corner. Richards to the back post towards Grandison. Off the line! Oh, it was almost there. Grandison denied by a goal line clearance. It's Mark Wright now. Mark Wright whips it towards the top corner, just over the top. And Town twice go so close to the breakthrough.
Absolutely peppering it, and peppering the Dagenham goal, Stuart. Great ball in. All the defenders waited for it to come down. Grandison's made his move. and he's volleyed it back across the 6-yard box. Unfortunately, no Town player there to stick the ball in, but it's getting closer, Stuart.
Sunderland 0, Bolton 1. Kevin Davis with the goal there for Bolton at the Stadium of Light, but Town denied by a goal line clearance. Granderson sent it goalwards, and the Dagenham man was Johnny on the spot to save his side's bacon there. Otherwise, the greenhouse meadow would have erupted. 0-0 here. Torquay 0-0 in their game. Crawley 0-0 as well. They're at home to Hereford today. Wouldn't that be ironic if Hereford of all clubs were the team to do Graham Turner a helping hand here, given Graham Turner's long association with the Bulls? And Hereford are bound to be fighting tooth or nail down there with Crawley, because if results go against them, they could well tumble out of the Football League today, couldn't they? 0-0 here, 26 minutes on the clock. Telford beaten 3-0 at Gateshead in the earlier kick-off. We brought you that game live on DAB and online as well. 3-0 Telford beaten to end their season. One more game to come for Shrewsbury after this one today. We're off to Kings Meadow in southwest London next weekend. Wimbledon, the final day opponents. Nice to have here the chairman's name, Ronan Wycherley, being chanted by the West Standers. Ronan Wycherley. Collins, mistake for the defender. Collins in on goal, twisting and turning. Left hand side of the box, still Collins, and the block comes in. Maybe wanted to do a bit too much. Dagenham now spring forward with a go-go. Town have got safety in numbers back, but a good mazy run from Dagenham. Elito plays it out to the right-hand side to Woodall, former Gresley Rovers man. Woodall slows it down, goes short to Bingham. Bingham to Howell. Howell on the half turn. Finds the shot, and it's just wide. Oh, how close! Good hit from Elito. And Neil scrambling desperately to his left-hand side. And I must admit, I thought that was going to nestle in the bottom corner of the net. And Elito, millimetres away from silencing this noisy greenhouse meadow capacity crowd.
Yeah, I think there was about 9,500 people there holding their breath, Stuart, because I thought it was in as well. Tricky shot, getting closed down by the midfield players. Didn't think he was going to shoot, and a good strike from the Dagenham player. As I say, so close to that right-hand post. Good player, Midi Elito. Watched him play here a few years ago for England under 19s alongside people like Danny Welbeck of Manchester United and Jack Rodwell of Everton. Elito was playing very regularly for Colchester at the time. He was one of the few players outside the top two divisions in the England under 19 squad that night. So he must have a few difficult times in between, looking to rebuild his career at Dagenham, and he was too close for comfort there from a Shrewsbury Town point of view, to giving Daggers a shock lead here at the Greenhouse Meadow. Dagenham, by the way, have an absolutely dreadful record here. 4 times they've been here, and they've lost all 4, including a 5-0 battering in the Johnstone's Paint Trophy when Town had quite a few current Premier League players playing for them that night. People like Gylfi Sigurdsson and Grant Holt and Mark Tierney all playing for Town that night. Bristol Rovers 2, Accrington 0 in one of the very meaningless League 2 games being played today. Matt Harold, the ex-Town man, has got both of them. Town have to defend a long Dagenham throw here into the penalty area. Cleared by Jacobson. Ball bouncing around. Shot comes in just wide from Woodall. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Flag was up for a handball. Well spotted by the eagle-eyed assistant on the far side. Here we are then, 29 minutes in. 0-0. See the Teletubbies behind the goal. Quite a few fans in fancy dress. That's the beauty of having young children, Steve. You know who the Teletubbies are, even in fancy dress. It's an incredible sight, Stuart. Fair play to those guys over there who've come with the Teletubbies. And
please don't come like that at Wimbledon next week, Steve. You haven't got to come with the Teletubbies.
They'll get arrested, I think. But it's important that Town just keep plugging away at this Dagenham team, Stuart. The goal's going to come sooner or later. I'm absolutely confident of that. Just got to keep going. Collins for Shrewsbury Town to Wildig. What a ball from Wildig. Cornell, is he in here? Oh, just overhit from Wildig. He's got too much on it, and it goes through to the goalkeeper, Lewington. But that was good interplay. Collins to Wildig, and Wildig's annoyed with himself because he knows he had a golden chance to play in Gornell for a clear run on goal there. Relegated Wolves have got one back at Swansea. Swansea 3, Wolves 1, and it's Shrewsbury-born Stephen Fletcher has got the goal there for the old gold and black. Here's Sharps. No Shrewsbury-born players in this current Town side. Maybe there's a few here in the stands though, youngsters who might one day go on and wear the famous blue and amber shirt. Let's hope so. Here's Wright
on the left-hand side, gives it back to Jacobson. Jacobson takes a touch, delivers now towards Collins, too high for him. Ball still alive for Grandison to attack. It's a bit of a loose touch from Josh Scott. Wildig working hard to nick it back. Dagenham clear with McCrory up towards halfway. Sharps having his hands full with Woodall. Does enough for Castleshove just to send it back to the goalkeeper. And here's Sharps for the town, 0-0. Sharps forward from midway inside his own half towards Collins. Ball gets away from the top goal scorer a bit too easily. And Dagenham now comes striding out of defence with Spillane. Ball turned forward now towards Scott, loses out to Grandison. Such an athlete, Jermaine Grandison. Man mounted ever man, just about keeps it in. Not the best of balls forward though from Grandison. Gives it straight to Bingham, who packs a punch from anywhere within 25-30 yards of goal. This time he decides not to shoot and gives it to Scott. Good football from Dagenham as they build down this left-hand side. Neat football inside Dagenham. It's a clever turn from Agogo. Grandison having his hands full here to nick the ball away. Does so, only as far as Bingham, who rides the tackle of Rowe. Bingham, good surging run from the midfield player. Crosses, cleared by Sharps, and Wildig just keeps his cool. Goes short to Grandison, and Grandison now plays it up towards Gornell. Good advantage played. Options here. It's 3 against 2. Gornell. Collins wants it. Right in lots of space. Collins in on goal. Angle's tight, and the ball's taken off him. And it's so easy from where we are, of course. But Mark Wright was the obvious ball the other way for Gornell.
Yeah, Terry Gunnar did so well as well, Stu. He took 2 of the defenders in and just couldn't get his head up in time to see Mark Wright, who was in acres of space. Tried to put James Collins in. James Collins' first touch let him down and the defender got to him.
Elsewhere in League 2, Rotherham 2-1 up at Aldershot. Hoskins 0-0 here. Town looking for the breakthrough, the goal that could well send them up. Wright to Richards. Richards crosses. It's in front of Collins. Misses everybody. No one there in blue and amber to turn the ball in. And Dagenham will clear easily enough here with McCrory in front of that small pocket of Dagenham supporters, about 150 maybe here today, following Dagenham. They've just got the end block 24 of the north stand. They're directly in front of the safety control box here at the Greenhouse Meadow. Dagenham man has gone down injured on the edge of the box. I think it's Spillane. So some work for the Dagenham physio. In League 2, Oxford's playoff dreams looking slim. They're 2-0 down now at home to Southend United. Everyone's favourite Tunisian, Bill El Mojni, the goal scorer there. Barnet 1, Wimbledon 0, same division. Ricky Holmes, the goal scorer there. In the Premier League, 4-1 to Swansea against Wolves. Danny Graham for Swansea. Danny Graham, who hardly had a kick when Swansea were humbled here in the Carling Cup in the early weeks of the season. So Craig can play here. Dagenham physio on, giving some treatment to Spillane. A chance for the 2 sets of players to get some liquid on board. James Collins taking a swig from a big bottle of water. Terry Gornell as well. Dave Ashlin, the kid man for Bayston Hill, handing out the bottles. Graham Turner, as is always the case for the home games these days, watching the first half from the back of the Road and Wycherley stand. Good job someone saved him a seat, didn't sell his seats. And he'll come down to the technical area for the second half. 4-2 now, Swansea Wolves, to Swansea. Matt Jarvis has got one back for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Spillane's okay, Town sportingly returned the ball. Collins gives it to Lewington, and on we go. 12 minutes to go in this first half. Remember, Town don't necessarily have to win this game to be promoted, so it's not. There's no real need for them to go gung-ho and go all out for it. A draw could well be enough, should really be enough in terms of their superior goal difference over Torquay United. Grandison's come off worse there in a block tackle. He's a strong customer though. I'm sure he's going to run that one off. Town on the ball, on halfway with Gornell. Gornell falls over, wants a free kick, won't get one. Agogo takes it off him. Agogo, former Arsenal reserve team player, plays it forward now to Howell. Howell shoots from a long way out, and it's a long way over. Goal kick, 0-0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire, and here is the man who played over 300 games for Shrewsbury Town, Steve Cross.
Yeah, it's just proving frustrating for Town at the moment, Stuart. Terry Gunell, they're having a little bit of a moan at the ref. Thought he was fouled. He wasn't fouled, just needed to toughen up a little bit. He's got to realise that Dagenham players are not going to lie down and die for us. You know, they're going to compete for 90 minutes, and once he gets that in his mindset, he'll be a better player for it.
Bristol Rovers 3, Accrington 0 in League 2. Andy Dorman with a third for the Gasheads, as they call themselves. 0-0 here at the Greenhouse Meadow. The big day in the game we've been building up to all week on BBC Radio Shropshire, your number one station for sport. Sharps moves it forward here to Collins. Collins on the turn, some 30 yards out. Wonderful ball, ripped out to the left-hand side and right. Sadly was caught a little bit on his heels, didn't quite anticipate what was going to come his way, and he couldn't quite make up the hard yards. It'll be a Dagenham throw in the right back position. It's a strange one in some ways, whether town stick or twist, isn't it, Stu?
It is, Stuart. I know you mean about the not having to win, but with 9,500 town fans here today, I'm sure that Graham Turner will want to get a victory here
and
today.
Put on a show as well.
Yeah, and not only that, but make it permanent, make sure that we don't have to go to Wimbledon next week and do anything.
Yeah, and a good performance as well can maybe go a long way towards convincing some of these, how shall we say, not always Greenhouse Meadow regulars. Come a bit more often maybe next season if they like what they see today. 0-0, Sharps, ball forward to Collins, 20 yards out. Poor control though from the shaven-headed top goal scorer. And Dagenham go for the fairly direct long ball game this time, intended for Woodall. And it runs away from him, and it's easily gathered by the goalkeeper, Chris Neal. So nice to have a day in Shropshire this week where it isn't raining. We've had no rain at all in the county town today. It's holding off, isn't it? This sort of weather coming a bit too late to save the majority of the local cricket fixtures though, unfortunately. Lots of cricketers left ticketless, town fans who play cricket, and with nowhere to go by the spate of postponements. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on BBC Radio Shropshire. Wigan 3, Newcastle 0 in the Premier League. Sean Maloney, same division, Sunderland 1, Bolton 1. Bettner, here's Sharps for the town, crosses to the right hand side, beats Cornell, the turn behind by Doe, it's another corner to Shrewsbury Town. They're racking up, still 0-0 though.
Yeah, it's another great ball from the captain Sharps as well, Stuart. Every time he's got it, I think that's a ringing statement from Graham Turner, making him a better player, ringing his ears. He's playing some great balls forward. Grandison,
Sharps, Casdell, Sheriff all make their way into the penalty area. Collins, Cornell in there as well. Here comes a corner from Wright, doesn't beat the first man. Ball still alive though. Casdell, Sheriff gives it back to Wright. Better angle maybe. Goes short to Rowe. Rowe 25 yards out, drives in. Collins! Yeah! It's goal! And that could be the goal that takes Shrewsbury Town up and away into League One. And it's James Collins, his 16th goal of the season on 37 minutes. The Greenhouse Meadow erupts. It's Shrewsbury 1, Dagenham 0.
Well, anybody expects to come here today and not see James Collins. We've got an idiot on the pitch wanting to congratulate James Collins. But let's not take nothing away from that goal, Stuart. What a great ball in from Nicky Rowe. Flighted in, wasn't killed, he wasn't driven in. Lovely flighted ball. James Collins did what he did, has been doing all season, got in front of his defender and guided the ball into that bottom left-hand corner. Super goal.
Yeah, great balls from Nicky Rowe. Some players would have panicked and just launched it anywhere, but he really picked his spot, and Collins, first-class movement. Keeper, flat-footed, rooted to the spot, and Shrewsbury surely, touch wood, on their way up to League One. This would be the mother of all collapses, Steve.
Yeah, you would think so, Stuart. We'll see what Dagenham have got now, Stuart. They've been prone to collapses all season, having scored or been conceded against it in a number of games, even at their own place, and it's going to take a big test of character for Dagenham to come back in this game.
1-0 to Shrewsbury Town at the Greenhouse Meadow. The Greenhouse Meadow is rocking, it's jumping. Fantastic to see the meadow like this. Shrewsbury writing fresh chapters in the club history here. Haven't really done too much, have they, in terms of getting up at level since they moved here. A couple of disappointing playoff campaigns, including a trip to Wembley, since they moved into the Greenhouse. But now, closing in on the promised land of League One, Town 1, Dagenham 0. Listen to the fans. The Town are going up. They chant the West Standers all around the Greenhouse Meadow. Youngsters waving their blue and amber flags. Here's Rowe in the centre circle. Rowe on the move for the Town. Made the goal. What a season he's had. Great signing from Torquay midway through last season. Rowe now forward to Grandison. Ball just gets away from him. Dagenham nick it back up towards Scott. How much do Dagenham want it now? Nothing resting on the game for them apart from professional pride. 1-0 Shrewsbury here. Everton 3, Fulham 0. Yelovich again in the Premier League for the Toffees. Managed by the former town captain David Moyes. I'm sure he's keeping one eye on events at the Greenhouse Meadow as well today. Like all of the former Shrewsbury Town old boys who have done so well, this place remains a big part of them. People like Joe Hart, good to see his best wishes earlier today. Swindon 1, Port Vale 0. Matt Ritchie for Swindon. So Swindon, if they win that today, regardless of what Shrewsbury do here, they will be champions. Yeah, that'll be a bonus for Shrewsbury, wouldn't it? It's all about getting up, isn't it, first and foremost for the town. Here's Gornell for the town, just in the Dagenham half, gives it to Jacobson. Jacobson now to Richards. Richards back to Sharps, just inside his own half. Town lead 1-0, doesn't that sound good? Sharps sends it forward to Collins, beaten in the air by Spillane. Collins' 16th goal of the season. Granderson was a bit late into the challenge there. Play allowed to continue because Dagenham all in green today have the ball with Scott. They don't have it for longer. Great determination from Jacobson to take it from Elito. Jacobson now to right. Collins in the middle. Space now for Gornell. Drops his shoulder, cuts inside. Jacobson 20 yards out. Gives it to Matty Richards. Lots and lots of blue and amber shirts. Wait in the middle. Town lead 1-0. Richards to right. Right. Stands on the ball. Scott Doe in front of him, looking to make the angle to whip it in, beats him once, then again. Now he crosses from the left-hand side. Unable to pick out Wildig, ball still alive though with Granderson. Granderson, king of the step-overs, throwing a couple in for his fan club. Gives it to Wildig, Town have got it 20 yards out. Wildig to Granderson, to Rowe, who made the goal. The Town are going up, chant the Salopians again. Who's going to argue with them the way it's going? Town lead 1-0. Torquay are being held 0-0 by Crewe. Crawley being held 0-0 by Lowly Hereford. But Jacobson gives it away. And it'll be a Dagenham throw midway inside their own half. Stuart Dunham, the Town old boy. Steve Cross enjoying this occasion immensely. It's Shrewsbury 1, Dagenham 0. And we've got 4 minutes to go in this first half on BBC Radio Shropshire, 96 FM, on DAB as well today. Lots to come from Adam Green and James Bond as well at half-time from the Greenhouse Meadow, where Town are closing in on League One football and potentially trips to the likes of Fratton Park and the Ricoh Arena next season. We shall see. Here's Rowe for the Town. Carries the ball into the Dagenham half. Rowe forward to Wright. Wright rides a tackle cleverly. The promotion specialist. Great ball in towards Gornell. Takes it down. Could be Collins. Great save from the keeper. Collins hit it for all he was worth. Brave save from Lewington at his feet.
Yeah, fantastic keeping there, Stuart. You know, really brave goalkeeping as well, because James Collins is full-blooded. He's trying to take a shot. Keeper's got his hands there and parried it, but great approach work again from Town.
1-0 to Shrewsbury Town here at the Greenhouse Meadow. 3 minutes to go in this first half on BBC Shropshire. Jacobson on the ball. What a fine season he's had. Been unlucky not to get in the PFA divisional team of the year, maybe. In fairness, the guy who was selected at left back, Kevin Nicholson of Torquay, excellent player. Bit of a surprise though to see only one Town player in that team. The man on the ball now, Sharps, and Sharps goes safety first this time, plays it back to the goalkeeper. Neil, all in black today, the Town keeper. He's had a fine season. Long ball over halfway towards Gornell. Ball gets away from him. Northampton 1, Gillingham 0. Lewis Wilson, it's a blow to Gillingham's League 2 playoff hopes. It's been a strong division this as well for me this season. I looked at the teams back in August, Steve, and I thought, given the hangover maybe of last season, what happened to Shrewsbury, I thought this could be a really hard season. I've been absolutely delighted and pleasantly surprised just how Shrewsbury have swept aside almost all comers.
You know, it's sure, yeah, you're right, Stuart, because I think this is the strongest League 2 I've seen for a long, long time. You know, there's as you know, there was at least 10 teams up until
some big clubs.
Yeah,
look at Bristol Rovers,
turn them off.
Like that,
you know, we're still competing. Yeah, it's been a fantastic league as well, and for Town to be where they are in this league just shows you how good they've been this season.
And they lead today by a goal to nil. James Collins on 37 minutes, the leading goal scorer. Had to be, didn't it, really? Here's Wright for Shrewsbury, had a good first half, gives it away this time to Agogo. Elito. Dagenham keeping the ball neatly on the right-hand side in front of that massive Spirited 79 flag and the caricature image of Graham Turner with the cigar, that famous picture from 1979 when he led Town up into the second tier of English football. That's a late challenge on Jacobson, and Shrewsbury are going to have a throw here in the left-back position. Elsewhere in League 2, Town old boy Kev McIntyre has got a rare goal for Accrington Bristol Rovers 3, Accrington 1. With all due respect to that game though, this is a bit more tasty, isn't it? At the Greenhouse Meadow, where Shrewsbury Town are chasing hard to fulfil their promotion dream. They lead Dagenham by a goal to nil. Goal on 37 minutes, Nicky Rowe crossing from the left, and Collins rising majestically to plant home a header which brought the roof almost off the Greenhouse Meadow. A minute of added on time to be played at the end of the first half. Jacobson's got work to do here in the left back position. Does it well enough, but helped out by Wright. Jacobson clears now up towards halfway, towards Gornell. Ball doesn't stick for him. A minute of added on time and at the end of this first half. 1-0 to Shrewsbury Town. Torquay still 0-0. Crawley 0-0. Regardless of what happens in those two games, if Shrewsbury continue to lead here, Town will be up come what may come 5 o'clock tonight. Town goal kick, and they look in total command, Steve, as we move towards the half-time whistle.
Yeah, they certainly do, Stuart. It's one of those games that's still on the tender hooks, really, because even though at 1-0 we've seen flashes from Dagenham that they can play football when they want to, but the way Town approaching this game from start to the end of the second half, it's been one way.
1-0 Shrewsbury Town then. Keep getting in touch with Adam Green by Twitter, maybe an ideal way. Get through some of your dedications at half-time. We're there, and Town are halfway towards League One football. They lead by 1-0. 45 minutes away, one big effort required in this second half. This is scheduled final home game of the season. None of us have got any desire to be back here for a playoff match in the next couple of weeks. Town playing towards the traditional home end, the Salop Leisure Stand end in this second half. Town fans on all four sides of the Greenhouse Meadow today. Dagenham shoot from a long way out. A go-go, nasty little bounce in front of the goalkeeper, but a comfortable save all the same for the goalkeeper Chris Neal, as people all around the stadium start to take their seats once again at the start of this second half. Over 9,000 Shrewsbury fans here waiting to party. Here's Gornell for the Town to Richards. Town looking for the comfort of a second goal to kill Daggers off straight away. Mark Wright, twisting run down the left towards the near post. Gornell with a little flick, hits the defender Baudry. Is that a corner? No, says referee Scott Jock War of South Yorkshire. Goal kick Dagenham.
Yeah, I think Mark Wright straight away, he knows he's got the beating of this right back Stewart. Every time he gets the ball he's facing him up. The Mark Wright we saw earlier on in his patches during the season, getting at his player, getting crosses in and making it difficult for the Dagenham defence.
Richards, good header one on halfway towards Gornell. Gornell battling it out with a go-go. London boy, one of many London boys in this Dagenham side. Lots of Dagenham signings come from the bigger clubs, your Tottenhams and your West Hams and your Arsenals and Chelseas, all clubs on their doorstep. And John still manages to groom them into a team. Last season, we should remember, they themselves were competing at League One level, having got promotion via the playoffs the season before from this division. They came straight back down. They're trying to make something happen on the left-hand side here with McCrory, shows too much of that. Wildig doing a good job tackling back, and that'll be a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town. Town then, no changes made, unchanged. Yet again Shrewsbury, Neal in goal, back four, Grandison, Sharps, Cansdell, Sheriff and Jacobson. In midfield, Wildig, Rowe, Richards and Wright. And up front, Collins, a goal scorer, his 16th of the season, giving Town this 1-0 lead. And Gornell. Dagenham, 4-3-3 formation. Lewington in goal. At the back, Doe, Baudry, Spillane and McCrory. In midfield, Agogo, Howell, Bingham. And up front, Alito, Scott and Woodall. Town lead 1-0. Town fans still taking their seats all around the Greenhouse Meadow. Town just edging ever closer towards League One. They've got to throw inside their own half. Jacobson infield to Richards, who teases it forward. One for Gornell to chase. Ball goes down to Collins. Collins and Rowe not on the same wavelength this time, but they recover in time. Richards to Sharps forward to Rowe, who made that goal for Collins in the first half. Town just keeping it neat and tidily in the centre circle. Richards now to the feet of Gornell. And the boy from Liverpool just gives it back to Richards. Richards now looks for the killer ball out to this near side to Wright. Doesn't quite execute it. Dagenham come away with it. Well taken down by younger Agogo once again. Dagenham in their away colours today of all green. They're 8 games unbeaten. They were looking down the barrel of relegation not too long ago, but they've ended the season really strongly, and they've given it a real good effort as well here today. I'm sure that will continue to be the case in this second half. Collins for the Town. Graham Turner, who's now come down to the technical area, obliges with a wave to his adoring public in the West Stand as Grandison sends it forward long, taken down on the chest neatly by Matt Baudry, this young central defender. Slows it down almost to walking pace and delivers over halfway. Header well won by the captain Sharps. A tangle of legs, decision goes against the captain, and Dagenham will have this free kick. Still look fairly dangerous at the moment, Dagenham. Should Town get a second, you could see them go under there, maybe, Steve Cross.
Yeah, you could, Stuart. Yeah, I think they're just hanging on, clinging to the hope that they're going to try and get a goal back, but Town steadfast in there like a rocket. That you know, the heart of the defence. Sharps and Kansas Sheriff are playing really, really well. This
is dangerous. So Bingham, he can shoot from range. Here he is, edge of the box. Is closed down by Rowe. Dagenham keep it though. A go lifts it into the box. Well snuffed out by Kansas Sheriff, Town's longest serving player. 4 years he's been here now, the Australian. But Dagenham comes strong. Good break from Alito. Wonderful tackle. Great tackle from Joe Jacobson. Alito is so quick. It's like catching pigeons on this right hand side when he gets going. But a really good recovery tackle from Jacobson. It's a corner though to Dagenham.
Yeah, Town just got to be careful, Stuart. Got to just concentrate from these corners. Not a big side, Dagenham, but they've shown they can put really good quality into the box.
The Town do not want anything to spoil their party here. They have to stay switched on here. As Dagenham take this corner, McCrory towards the near post, ball bouncing around in there, and eventually it's hammered away by Gornell back there, helping out at the heart of his own penalty area. That was a nervy moment when the ball was flashing across the Town 6-yard box. Dagenham come again with Alito. Poor control though this time. Collins nicks it back for the Town. To Rowe. Rowe pings it over halfway. To Wright. Wright battling it out with a go-go. Rowe quickly onto the loose ball. Then he's caught late by a go-go. John Still protests the innocence of his midfield player. But it's a clear-cut free kick to Shrewsbury Town, directly in front of the visiting bench here. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Town 40 minutes away from League One.
Yeah, it's getting close, isn't it, Stuart? But as long as the players keep the ball, they're keeping the ball from Dagenham, making work really, really hard even to get it back. And Dagenham's heads will slowly go down, and if they get another one, Town, I can see Dagenham collapsing like a pack of cards.
Well, Jacobson spotting at this one, players converging on the edge of the 18-yard box. Jacobson now swings it in, goalkeeper comes and goalkeeper takes effortlessly. Good goalkeeping there from young Lewington, used to play in the non-league game for Fisher, a club in the Docklands of London. Morecambe have equalised against Plymouth in League Two. Jordan Burrow, the goal scorer there. Lots of fairly inconsequential games being played in all divisions at this stage of the season. There's another one, this far from inconsequential. This one really matters. And Shrewsbury lead Dagenham 1-0. Exeter could be on their way down. They're losing today in League One. 3-1 away at Carlisle United. So Shrewsbury will hopefully be swapping places with Exeter, and they're bang on course to do that at the moment. They lead here by 1-0. No goals yet in the games involving Torquay and Crawley, but regardless of those results, if Shrewsbury continue to have their noses in front against Dagenham, Town will be promoted come what may in 39 minutes time. It's that close. You can almost reach out and feel League One and those trips to Fratton Park. That's the one I'm really looking forward to, Steve, if Shrewsbury do get up, those games against the likes of Portsmouth and Coventry.
Yeah, of course, Stuart. You know, it's you go to the likes of Acton, no disrespect to people like that, and Macclesfield, and then you're thinking of places like Portsmouth, and you know, they've got vast tradition, haven't they, these teams? It'll be a joy for you.
Dagenham on the ball with Scott for Dagenham, looking to make something happen. Takes it into touch, and that'll be a Shrewsbury throw in the right back position. I think you actually scored, didn't you, for Shrewsbury at Fratton Park many moons ago?
Yes, I did, Stuart. Yes, yeah. It was a long time ago. I can't remember it.
You scored
I know it was a header. That's all.
You scored an own goal there as well once.
I did, yes, at Bristol Rovers. Yeah, absolute classic, top corner.
Sorry, I set you up.
I was claiming it though. Yeah.
1-0 to Shrewsbury Town on BBC Radio Shropshire, 96 FM. Stuart Dunn and Steve Cross, your commentary team here. We brought you the build-up from early morning with Eric Smith, and then with Brian Kennedy, Adam Green and the team from 1 o'clock here outside the Greenhouse Meadow, and now every kick that matters in this promotion clash. Good job Adam Green isn't on mic at the moment, because he's devoured a pie breathtakingly quickly.
I think it's tradition.
I think he's enjoyed that.
It's tradition, yeah. Every time he's come here, he's had a pie and a hot chocolate, and Town have won. So we made him have one at half time.
I think it's a tradition. Every time Adam leaves the house, he has a pie and a hot chocolate, and he's enjoyed it. Why not? Lots more to come from Adam and the sports team before we're off air tonight. Not too much happening on the field at the moment. Town lead 1-0. Here come Dagenham with Scott. Scott having a go at Castle Sheriff, and Castle Sheriff does that pretty well. Just knocks it back to the goalkeeper. Neil clears over halfway. There's a chance for Collins now to get away from the defender. Collins one-on-one with the last defender. He's been brought down. What's the referee given? Nothing. It was a coming together. I think he might have got that dead right as well. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Town fans were baying for blood as Collins hit the deck, but he had a bit of the Dagenham defender. Referee had a good game actually, Mr. Ward. Been a very easy game for him to control, in fairness. Town lead 1-0. Ball played up towards Wildig. Is that a shove in the back? No, says referee Ward. Once again, McCrory, the left back, slows it down and now plays it high over halfway. Well won by Sharps. Richards back midway inside his own half, the former Ipswich player. Richards to Jacobson. Here's a massive goal in League 2. Crawley 0, Hereford 1. What a scoreline from Crawley. Hereford lead against Crawley. So as it stands, regardless of what happens here, Town are going to go up into League 1. Crawley, who have to win to keep the pressure on Shrewsbury. They're 4 behind at start of play, and they're behind. Town on the attack now with Grandison. Grandison on the right hand side, squeezes the ball in. Gornell just wide. That could have topped it off. Grandison ball in. Gornell touch, and it's gone behind for a corner, and Hughes reaching the greenhouse better, it would seem, of that Hereford goal. Crawley 0, Hereford 1. It's great news from West Sussex.
Yeah, it certainly is, Stuart, but just strange decision then from the referee. It was a great ball back from Grandison, wasn't it? And Gornell having a good shot at the goal, but it definitely deflected off a Dagenham defender, and even the Dagenham players were coming back for a corner, but the referee decided to change his mind and award Dagenham a goal kick.
Sunderland 2, Bolton 1. McLean, the winger, what a season he's had. He's got the goal there. Town lead though by a goal to 0 against Dagenham, and Crawley, one of the teams who have to win to have any chance of spoiling Town's party, are 1-0 down at home to Hereford. The Town fans have clearly got wind of that. They know Town are on their way up here, barring a catastrophic chain of events on the field here at Torquay and down at Crawley. Torquay still 0-0, by the way. Richards on the ball for the Town. To Wright, great ball to James Collins on the left-hand side. Collins confronted by the defender Doe, stands it up towards the back stick. Wildig tries to get in on the end of that one. Ball flashes in front of him, and it's well left to go by the defender McCrory, and that will be a throw to Dagenham. Dave Edwards, Shrewsbury Town fan, has scored in the Premier League. Swansea 4, Wolves 3. 2 Shrewsbury-born players scoring for Wolves, Steve Fletcher and Dave Edwards. That can't happen too often, can it? 2 Shrewsbury boys scoring in the same Premier League match. It's happened today at Swansea. Swansea 4, Wolves 3. Town lead 1-0. Gornell turns and looks for Grandison. Ball goes into touch. Shrewsbury have a throw. Grandison is going to take it. He does, into Wildig, to Grandison, to Sharps now. Town fans know that their team are closing in with every passing minute on League 1 and a place in the 3rd tier of English football. Delicious ball from Wright to Collins. Collins some 35 yards out. Swindon have got a second against Port Vale, 2-0. Paul Benson should be the title in League 2. Shooting will settle for runners-up spot. Gornell shoots from the end of the box, straight to the keeper. Decent effort though. Are you bothered, Steve, about Swindon
not at all, Stuart.
Winning this division?
Absolutely not at all. The one thing that Graham uttered from the first game of the season, he's in pre-season, he said he wanted promotion, Stuart. It doesn't matter how he got it, he wanted promotion. I don't care if we go up the second as third, as long as we go up.
Yeah, all about getting up, isn't it? Yeah, it'd be nice to have a shiny piece of silverware in the trophy cabinet. You've got to hand it back after a year, haven't you? What it all matters is getting up into League 1, and Town are 33 minutes away from doing just that here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Town 1, Dagenham 0. James Collins, the goal scorer, on 37 minutes from a Nicky Road cross. Here's Sharps for the Town. Sharps is bundled to the ground. It will be a Town free kick. Head shakes from the Dagenham coaching staff. They require a Herculean effort now to turn this one around. It's a Free kick to Shrewsbury, just inside their own half. Lenny the Lion, I can see here, walking through the posh seats in the Sovereign Club. Very popular with all the youngsters. My 5-year-old son Harry actually here today, watching his first Town game. I think he was more excited about seeing Lenny the Lion than he was about watching Shrewsbury Town play, Steve.
Well, he's a great character, isn't he, Ron?
There's a lot for the community.
Lives and breathes the club as well.
Ron is the guy who dresses up as Lenny the Lion, by the way, without wishing to spoil it for people. There is somebody in there.
I thought he was real.
Yeah. So did I. Town free kick midway inside their own half. Neil with it. Up towards Sharp. Flick back to the goalkeeper Lewington, who gathers that one comfortably enough. Town 1, Dagenham 0. 59 minutes on the clock on BBC Radio Shropshire. On 96 FM on DAB as well today. Here's Jacobson for Shrewsbury. Good outball to Gornell. Gornell with a flick. Looking for his strike partner Collins, and it's won by Spillane. And Spillane knocks it back to the goalkeeper. Lenny the Lion just trying to get the Sovereign Club members going, I think, here. Sitting in their padded seats. Mark Wright with a good header on halfway to Gornell. Gornell tried to give it back to Wright, sold him a little bit short. And now Daggers send it forward long. Well won by Sharps. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Ball played forward, only as far as Doe. Doe for Dagenham. Gives it away. Ball turned on now by Wright for Shrewsbury Town. All a bit harum-scarum from Shrewsbury at the moment, a bit 100 miles an hour, Steve.
Yeah, it is, and I think the crowd are willing the players there to try and move the ball a little bit quicker. They're trying to do that, Stuart, but it's just not coming off, and they need to get back, get this man on the ball, Matt Richards. He slows the game down, plays the game at the pace he wants to.
Town fans enjoying this. They've waited a long, long time to have a day like this. So many disappointments. 2 miserable trips back from Wembley after those playoff final defeats against Bristol Rovers and Gillingham. More playoff heartache at the semi-final stage against Torquay last season. Hopefully no need for the playoffs this time around. Half an hour away from the start of a big party, which I'm sure is going to last the night, maybe even the weekend here in Shrewsbury and around the county of Shropshire and further afield as well, between these success-starved Shrewsbury Town supporters. Mark Wright on the ball in the centre circle. Mark Wright shows a bit too much of that to Agogo. Dagenham come away with the ball now with Elito, who fizzed a shot just wide when it was 0-0 in the first half. Elito gives it to Woodall. Woodall tries to give it back to Elito. The ball gets away from him. Haven't had the official attendance today. Normally have the official attendance by now. Hasn't reached us as yet. Hope to get that confirmation. Let's have a guess, Steve. I'm going to go for 9-3-4-5.
I'm going to go for 9-5-5-5.
Let's have a look. All will be revealed hopefully soon enough. Here on BBC Shropshire in the Premier League. Everton 4, Fulham 0. Tim Cahill's got a fall for Everton. Dagenham have a corner here. Marvin Morgan warming up. He'd love to get on and have a slice of the action in this final half an hour. Dagenham corner. McCrory stood in front of the hearty band of about 150 perhaps Dagenham fans who are here today. McCrory takes a corner towards the near post. Well headed away by Nicky Rowe for the Town. Ball still not clear though. Scott plays it against Wildig. Well blocked off by Wildig. She was gone out in the right back position. But it will be a throw to Dagenham on the left hand side as they chase an equaliser. Town 1, Dagenham 0 here. 62 minutes on the clock. James Collins' 16th goal of the season on 37 minutes, taking Shrewsbury so close to promotion. Here comes a long throw into the heart of the Town box. Sharps clears, ball bouncing around. Nicky Rowe tries to make something of that. But Dagenham in their all green away kit today. Keep the pressure on, not for long. Granderson steps in and clears up towards halfway. Richards now puts his foot on the ball. Richards in the centre circle. Options right and left. Slows it down. Little reverse ball forward to Collins with a shaven head. Collins, the goal scorer, spreads the play neatly to the feet of Rowe. Rowe clips the ball into the box towards Collins. Headed away well by Doe. And there's no one there in a blue and amber shirt to keep the pressure on. Dagenham tear forward here. Strong run from Elito. Pursued all the way by Richards. Great energy from Richards. And Daggers get a throw 30 yards from the Shrewsbury goal right hand side.
Yeah, I think the jitters might just start to creep in, Stuart. The Town players probably don't know that Crawley are 1-0 down, and the thing is that they just need to keep going. Just got to keep going. Keep doing everything professional right until that 90th minute.
The attendance has been confirmed. Give that in a moment. Here comes the ball in from the right, and it's well gathered by the goalkeeper Neil. A good early throw out from Neil as well to Granderson. Gornell in front of him. Grandison charging forward. Great run from the powerhouse right back. He's into the penalty area. Eventually takes a third defender to stop him, and they nick it away. And it's 1-0 Shrewsbury Town. The attendance, he was right in the middle of our guest, Steve, or there or thereabouts. It's a stadium record, with the exception of the Elton John concert, of course, here last summer. 9,441. Great effort. 9,441. 147 Dagenham supporters, but just shy of 9,500, and they could have sold quite a few more tickets given they'd all gone by Tuesday morning. Dagenham on the attack. Shot from a long way out, hit over the top. Decent hit though from Luke Howell, took a deflection, Dagenham corner.
Yeah, Chris Neal in the Shrewsbury goal, absolutely furious at his players. He feels they switched off just for a couple of seconds there and allowing the Dagenham player to get through. They've got to be careful, Town. I want to see him go out with a victory today, Stuart. I don't want to see Dagenham getting anything from this game, and I really want Town to push this game and try and get another goal.
And Northampton 1, Gillingham 1 in League 2, Joker 4 with the equaliser for Gillingham, hanging on maybe to their playoff dream just about. Town 25 minutes away from League 1 football here for the first time next season. They're 1-0 up. Dagenham having a decent spell though, and they've got a corner. McCrory stood in front of 147 Dagenham supporters in front of the police control box. McCrory with the fair hair, spotting this one up. He now swings it in left-footed towards the near post, and it's turned over by a combination of Jacobson and Rowe. Another corner to Dagenham. All credit to them, they haven't given this one up at all.
No, they certainly haven't, Stuart, and the Dagenham player taking this corner here, absolutely super quality, and Town have got to be really on their toes here. Touch tight, marking in the box, making sure they get to the header first.
So corner then to Dagenham again. They say chase a leveller. Lowly Dagenham. McCrory again towards the near post. Rowe clears. Wright fluffs his lines. Dagenham can heap the pressure on here with Agogo. Agogo, diagonal ball into the penalty area, helped on by Woodall, headed away well by Jacobson, and then by Rowe. No out ball at the moment though. Bingham for the Daggers, gives it to Howell. 40 yards out, left hand side, they stand off him. Howell spreads the play to this near side. Agogo gives it to Alito. Town just letting Dagenham play in front of them at the moment. 25 minutes to go. Ball loaded into the Town box. Grandison clears, and now the counter-attack could be on here with Rowe. Wildig wanted. Rowe cleverly finds him. Wildig on halfway. Plays the ball in the air towards Collins. Great ball. Collins is going to keep it in, is he? Yes, he is. He's got Wright screaming for it. Richards as well. Here is Wright. 20 yards out. Will he bend one for the far corner? No, he won't. He'll keep it sensibly to Jacobson, to Wright. Rowe wants it square. Town keep it. Collins, a goal scorer. They lead 1-0. Mark Wright. Town have strung together a dozen passes or more here. They're going sidewards at the moment. They're keeping it. That's important. Wright to Rowe. Rowe to Collins. Back to Rowe. Might think about the shot. Gives it to Grandison instead. Lots of blue and amber shirts in the middle. Great move this from the Town. Grandison delivers and headed away well by Spillane. Cheltenham 2, Bradford 1 in League 2. James Spencer for Cheltenham. They say hunt a playoff spot. Looks as though they might get an automatic promotion spot at one stage of the season. It seemed that long ago, does it, Steve? Shrewsbury were winning games, and then we were looking at the table and they were still 4th or 5th for weeks on end, and we wondered whether they'd crack the top 3. But look at them now. Breathtaking form towards the end of this campaign. They lead 1-0 against Dagenham, live here, as always, on BBC Radio Shropshire with myself, Stuart Dunn, and the Town old boy, Steve Cross. And we're 24 minutes away from saying that Shrewsbury Town are finally, at long last, a League 1 club. Town fans, get your calls in, get your texts in. Lively verdict today with Adam Green live from the Greenhouse Meadow. 01743 248321. 01743 248321. Book your call or send him a text. 81333 81333. Begin your message with the word Shrop. Tell Adam about your day. How was it for you? Where you've been listening to the commentary maybe if you weren't lucky enough to get a ticket. Get involved on an historic day for Shrewsbury Town potentially on BBC Shropshire. Bristol Rovers 4-1 up now on Accrington in League 2. Matt Lund with a 4th. You can also get in touch with myself or Adam. We're both on Twitter, and always good to hear your thoughts on how things are going. Town 1 up, they have to defend. Grandison, strong as an ox, quickly into the tackle, ends up on the deck. Town free kick, and we're at the midway point of this second half. You can sense that it's so close now, Steve.
Yeah, you can, Stuart. Just think Town probably need a shot in the arm at the moment just to get the team going again. I think Dagenham having a little spell, little purple patch here. And I think we'll see Marvin Morgan.
Almost,
yeah, I think we'll see Marvin Morgan perhaps placing Gornell in the next 5 minutes, so just to add that little bit of extra bite.
Long clearance and downfield from Neil. Town would love a second to top it off. They might get it now. Collins full of running. Collins in the penalty area, pursued by the centre half, who's had a very good game against him, young Matt Baldry. Apart from when Collins got away to score the only goal of the game, and Collins a bit frustrated, loses out to Baldry. Free kick goes against the Town centre forward, and Dagenham will have this free kick. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Telford kicked off early in the northeast of England, and they were beaten 3-0 at Gateshead in their final Blue Square Premier game of the season. Telford, though, importantly, staying up. That's great news. So great for Shropshire football, isn't it? Telford still in the top division of the non-league game, and Shrewsbury on their way up to the third tier of the English professional game. Here's Gornell, left-hand side, gives it to Jacobson. Jacobson tried to play it through the eye of a needle, doesn't come off. Right, goes crunching into a tackle not once but twice. But Daggers stand firm, and Doe completes a clearance. Pauling, when it follows Jacobson, forward to Gornell. Is that a corner if it goes? Yes, it is. Town corner with 20 minutes to go. They're 1-up.
Yeah, it's good play again from Joe Jacobson. Ball came to 2 or 3 times then. Had the alternative to try and get forward, kept the ball, kept possession, and that's resulted in a corner. And we hope Mark Wright now can whip some quality in. Let's see Jermaine Granderson and the captain Sharps attacking the ball. Marvin
Morgan's about to come on when this corner kick is taken. Mark Wright then taking this corner, whips it in towards the back post and misses everybody. Has it taken a touch? No, it hasn't. It hasn't quite gone for a goal kick. It's a throw to Dagenham, right next to the corner flag in the left-hand side, and a chance for Marvin Morgan to come on and for Terry Gornell to take his bow. Final appearance of the season here for Gornell. Had a very good debut campaign at the Greenhouse Meadow. Summer signing from Accrington, handshake from Mark Wright. No goal for Gornell today. Scored an important goal at Accrington a week ago. And a standing ovation for Gornell. And on comes marvellous Marvin Morgan for the last 20.
Yeah, it's Terry Gornell. It hasn't been his day today. He's worked very, very hard up front with Collins, but he's up against a very good centre half today in Dagenham as well, Stuart. So Marvin Morgan adding that extra bit of height, extra bit of pace to that front two, and let's hope he can get a goal himself.
Swindon are surely going to be crowned League 2 champions. They're now 3-0 up on Port Vale. Paul Benson is second of the game. Same division, Morecambe 2, Plymouth 1. Lewis Alexandra, the goal scorer for the Shrimps. No trip to Morecambe, it would seem, for us next season. Town have a throw. Right-hand side, 30 yards from goal. Remember, have your say on the verdict. 81333, 81333 for your text messages. Start them with the word Shrop. What do you make of Shrewsbury Town this season? Who's been your star man? What about Graham Turner's contribution? Let Adam know on the verdict. Lots of reaction to come from James Bond as well on the final whistle. He'll be roaming around on the Greenhouse Meadow pitch. Town 18 minutes away from League One. They lead Dagenham by a goal to nil. Kevin Davis has equalised for Bolton at Sunderland in the top division. 2-2 there. Marvin Morgan, first touch for him in those bright orange boots of his. Wins Town a throw. Morgan had a fairly uneventful lone spell at Dagenham for the second half of last season. Didn't even score a goal for the Daggers. He'd love to show Dagenham what he could do here today in these final 20 minutes. Well, Swansea 4, Wolves 4. Matt Jarvis second of the game, and Wolves were 4-1 down at one stage. 4-4, come too late to say them, they're still down. But it's 4-4, incredible game. Might feature a bit more highly on Match of the Day tonight than you might have anticipated at one stage. 4-0 Swindon lead Port Vale. Flint for Paolo Di Canio's side. Here's Morgan for the Town in the penalty area. On the right hand side, still Morgan, pulls it back and hammered behind by a Gogo to a Shrewsbury corner. Morgan tries to put it on a plate for Wildig or Wright. Well played at Gogo, Shrewsbury corner.
Yeah, great centre forward play there from big Marvin Morgan, Stuart. Lovely ball down the side from the captain Sharps. Morgan kept his body in the way, just dummied the Dagenham centre half, let the ball run across his body, and was very, very close to providing the second goal there.
Daggers about to make a double switch. Peter Gain, one of the men about to come on. Here comes the corner. Richards to the back post, too high for Granderson. And again it curls harmlessly into touch, goal kick. Time set pieces perhaps not being as sharp as they usually are. Here comes the double change for Dagenham. Let's have a look who's coming off. Bingham, one of the men to make way. Gain and Green coming on. Gain been about a bit, played for Peterborough and Lincoln City. Lincoln, former Football League club, who have struggled this season a little bit in the Blue Square Premier. I'm sure they'll be back at some stage. And here comes the other Dagenham change, and it's I think it's Alito, isn't it, who's made way. Had his moments in the first half, including going close with one shot from the edge of the box. Towner 16 minutes away from having the first real greenhouse meadow party here. Town fans in really good voice. Town 1 up here on Dagenham, and Collin's on the burst. Out comes the keeper, and Lewington wins the race and sends it long over halfway, taken down on the thigh now by Scott. Well won back by Sharps. Sharps clears long over halfway. Morgan gives chase, putting the pressure on Doe to corner if it goes, and it does, and it is. Shrewsbury corner, and Morgan has had the desired effect since coming on. He's pepped up the Town front line.
Yeah, it certainly has, Stuart. You know, his strength and his bulk, and I think the fact that he's putting himself about and making a real impact, coming on as a sub, and he's desperate for a goal as well, Stuart. He wants to finish this game off with a goal.
He does indeed. Mark Wright's going to take this corner, and the Salop Leisure stand down that colourful collection of Shrewsbury flags. Here comes a corner, Lewington comes and punches it clear, not totally convincingly. Wildy gets to finish on the losing side, putting the pressure on. Closes down McCrory. Town have a throw. Advanced position on the right hand side. Cheltenham 3, Bradford 1. Ben Burgess. Town fans in really good voice here as the party starts to warm up. Remember, Crawley losing at home to Hereford by a goal to nil. Torquay is still 0-0 with Crewe, but those results largely irrelevant if Town continue to have the lead here, and they do. They're 1-0 up. James Collins on 37 minutes. The Town are going up is the cry from the West Standers. Just under 9,500 here today. Lots more of you enjoying the coverage on BBC Shropshire as well. And Town are coming forward now with Grandison, and Grandison wins Shrewsbury Town to throw 25 yards from the Dagenham goal.
And it's a good job that Aaron Wildig is alert, because Jermaine Grandison is playing more as a right winger at the moment. Some of his players, Matt Richard, just saying, get in there, stay as solid as you can, let's go and win this game.
Shrewsbury have this throw then to be taken by Rowe. Rowe forward to Wildig. Wildig gives it back to Grandison. Town fans would love a second just to make sure. Grandison, one of those typically marauding runs from the right back, tries to do a bit too much. Idea was there, ball gets away though, and that will be a goal kick to Dagenham. 14 to go, Shrewsbury 1, Dagenham 0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire.
Yeah, it's nervy, Stuart, isn't it? You know that Town are in total control of this game. There's always that threat of Dagenham. One of the Dagenham players 30 yards out, hitting an absolute worldie and going into the top corner, but the way Town are playing, I don't think that's going to happen.
And the way results are elsewhere anyway, with Crawley losing, it wouldn't be disastrous in any case, would it, with Crawley 0, Hereford 1. Isn't that typical that Shrewsbury might get a helping hand? Not that they really need one at the moment. From Hereford, of all clubs, given Graham Turner's long association with Hereford, as they battle desperately for their Football League lives. They're 1-0 up at Crawley. Town fans on all four sides of the greenhouse meadow today, enjoying themselves. Here's Richards for the Town. Shows a bit too much of that to Dominic Green. Here's Green. Charging run from halfway. Great tackle from Jacobson. Richards, how's that for class? Drag back. Late football from Shrewsbury Town. Jacobson forward to Collins. Collins sells Richards a little bit short. Dagenham can now come forward. Good run from Howell. Great tackle from Richards. Putting himself about a bit. Putting in the hard yards for the cause. Rowe, who made the goal for Collins on 37. The goal that looks like sending Shrewsbury Town up. Barring a disappointing chain of events in the final 13 minutes, not only here, but also in the games involving Torquay. 0-0 at home to Crewe, and Crawley, they're 1-0 down at home to Hereford of all teams. Throw to Dagenham on the right hand side, taken down the line by Doe. Crawley 0, Hereford 2. Arquin for Hereford on 77 minutes. Crawley seem to have gone there. That's great news for Torquay, isn't it? But Crawley 0, Hereford 2. So surely all over. Town surely on their way up to League One, as if we needed any doubt, Steve.
Well, I think all the fans have heard that as well, Stuart, over on that far side. They were up and down, jumping up and down, so they've obviously heard it before us. Someone's obviously got a radio on, and great result that, isn't it, for Town? Great result for Hereford as well.
For Hereford, we would say. Even better result for Hereford. Crawley 0, Hereford 2 though, at the Broadhall Stadium. Torquay will yet be hoping they can sneak that third automatic promotion spot then, and condemn Crawley to the lottery that is the playoffs, the heartache maybe of the playoffs. Morgan, good header to Wright. Wright shoots just wide. Well hit. Good cushion header from Morgan. Good hit from Wright from the edge of the box. He was always worthy, just the wrong side of the post. Goal kick.
Yeah, it was a great hit from Mark Wright, wasn't it? It was a difficult, it came to him really hard from Marvin Morgan. He's hit it on the half volley. Great technique and just wide of that post. But Town just, they're winding themselves up, aren't they, for a dramatic finish, Stuart. I really wanted to get another goal, I really do, and finish this game off.
If you were James Collins, would you want another teammate to score? Would you be almost winning it to be 1-0 Shrewsbury and you get all the headlines of being the match winner, Steve?
Yeah, and I think James Collins will be delighted if he's the only goal scorer this afternoon, Stuart, you're right.
1-0 Shrewsbury Town, 11 minutes to go at a sold out Greenhouse Meadow. Here's Jacobson for the Town, gives it to Sharps. What a signing he's proved to be. Graham Turner's first signing as Shrewsbury manager. I don't think he's made a better one, has he? Such a great leader, the captain. 2 stunningly consistent seasons at the heart of the back four. Real leader of men. Here he is again, hooks the ball over his shoulder into touch. Dagenham have a throw. Torquay 1-0. Danny Stevens. It's a hammer blow to Crawley, isn't it? Torquay lead by a goal to 0. But it seems as though it's not going to spoil Shrewsbury's party the way things stand here. Town 10 minutes away from League One. They're that close. James Collins, the goal scorer. Get in touch, Town fans. Even if you're not a football fan, get in touch with BBC Shropshire and let us know whether you've been swept along in the tidal wave of euphoria with all of our coverage this week leading up to today. Give us a call, 01743 248321. Or send us a text, 81333, 81333. Begin your message with the word Shrop. Town come forward, they want a grandstand finish. Morgan, great ball to Wright. Well mopped up though by the centre half, Baudry. What a game he's had. Morgan working hard to win it back, and he has. Then he goes down, he hits the deck, he wants a free kick, but he won't get one. And we've got 9 minutes to go. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Live as always on BBC Shropshire with myself, Stuart Dunn, then Steve Cross alongside me. The match in some ways, it has been a sideshow to an extent, hasn't it? Because it's all been about the occasion and the result, hasn't it, Steve? It
has, Stuart. Yes, you're right. It is. It's the game was a second entity, wasn't it? The Town players have done so well to get to this position, and as you say, I always thought the result was inevitable today. I could not see Town losing here today, and the promotion party will be well and truly going in about the next 10-15 minutes.
I think it's a bit difficult for you, Steve, to join the pitch invasion, which I'm sure will come. Shrewsbury Town have urged supporters to stay off the pitch, but
what I was hoping we could do, Stuart, after everybody's gone off, I want me and you to slide on our knees towards that far goal.
We'll do it. 6 o'clock tonight, maybe, when this place might be getting empty. Town 1, Dagenham 0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire. The board is back with the Daggers keeper here, Lewington, and he clears long over halfway. Richards beneath that one, gets Steve's thoughts on his man of the match imminently. Here on BBC Shropshire, here's Scott battling with it with Casdell Sheriff. Sharps tied it up and plays it back to the goalkeeper. The scoreboard just giving confirmation of the crowd, 9,411. The previous best was 8,817 for the Oxford game on the final day of last season. Bit of a confusion over the attendance. The piece of paper we were given, 9,441. The scoreboard showing 9,411. The truth is in there somewhere. It's well over 9,400 in any case. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Lewington, the keeper, clears from the edge of his 18-yard box. Header won by Scott. Taken down now by Woodall, but well won back by Casdell Sheriff. Town would love another clean sheet. They've kept plenty of them, haven't they, this season? A long ball played forward in the direction of Collins. Sent back to Lewington, the keeper, who gets rid as quickly as he can up towards halfway. Good header won by Grandison, not once but twice. Finds touch. Dagenham about to make their third and final change here. Ahmedi Abdullah is about to come on for the the last 7 minutes here. Abdullah just waiting for getting some final piece of advice. Crawley 0, Hereford 3. Arkin again. Crawley have gone, haven't they? Barnet 2, Wimbledon 0 though. Sam Deering, that's not such good news for Hereford. Morecambe 2, Plymouth 2. Dan Pearce, as it stands, Macclesfield surely on their way down though. Macclesfield 0, Burton 1 I'm hearing. McGoma, so Macclesfield surely about to be relegated from the Football League, but I think it's going to go to the last day, is it, between Hereford and Barnet. I think there's a couple of points difference between those teams, but Hereford getting a stay of execution. Town fans ready to celebrate like they haven't celebrated here before. 7 minutes to go. The Town are going up, and now we do believe in Steve Cross.
Yeah, we certainly do, Stuart. Yeah, it's been a terrific performance, hasn't it, from the Town. It's always difficult to know how the players are going to react. You know, it's such a big occasion. But I think Graham's got this promotion drive into from the very first game of the season. He was never shy of talking about promotion. I'm really pleased about that because the
some
players
managers do, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They don't want to talk about it. But Graham, I think had a request off the chairman, Mr. Whitsley, saying please get me promotion this time, Graham. He's done a great job.
Woodall is the man to make way for Abdullah in these closing stages. Town 1 up here, 5 minutes away from League One football. It's definitely going to happen, isn't it? With Crawley being battered 3-0 at home by Hereford. Who's your man of the match, Steve?
Well, the man of the match for me today, who's been man of the match on several occasions this year and has been absolutely superb. Player of the season for me by a long, long way is Matt Richards. Absolutely superb again today.
Yep. Matt Richards then, Steve Cross is man of the match. Who's yours? Let us know on the verdict with Adam. 81333. 81333. Begin your message with the word drop. Or give us a call. 01743 248 321. 01743 248 321. Get involved on this most memorable of days for Shrewsbury Town Football Club and their supporters. 1-0 they lead here. Thanks to that James Collins goal on 37 minutes. Here's Grandison up towards Rowe. Ball bouncing around on halfway, gets away from Cansdale Sheriff. Daggers, have they got something in their locker to at least pinch a point here? Peter Gain with that sweet left foot, crosses from the left hand side, misses everybody. Can't have to defend here, work for Jacobson. Ball played in towards the back stick and headed wide by Josh Scott, and John still can't believe it, the Daggers manager, because that was a really good chance for a leveller.
Yeah, Graham Turner checking his watch. I think he'll probably bring another substitute on just to slow things down again. Town fans congregating around the edges of the terraces, Stuart, and I hope they just heed the message that I think Ryan Jarvis said at half-time as well. Please don't come on the pitch. Just wait. Let the players have their 5 minutes and let them have a little walk around. Because it's fantastic atmosphere.
Listen to this. Yeah, people spinning over the advertising hoardings already. Just want people to be sensible and get this game completed and not have any unwanted encroachment from supporters. They seem hell-bent on coming on, don't they, the Town fans? There's tradition, isn't it, in football grounds up and down the land that fans come on when there's something to celebrate, and they have waited a long time. Stewards are putting up a bit of a blockade, if you like, but it's a forlorn task, isn't it? People want to come on the pitch, they're going to come on the pitch. They will all be good-natured. But Town want to have a lap of honour to enjoy the occasion with the supporters. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Town on the attack. Grandison is opening up for him. Grandison in the penalty area to Morgan. Morgan's control lets him down. Can Town nick it back here with Richards? They can. Thought Grandison was going to top it all off there, as the fans would have loved it, with a Grandison goal of all people. Back in their own half now. John Taylor's going to come on for the last few minutes. Nice touch from Graham Turner to give John Taylor a little cameo off the bench. Right, turns, 30 yards out. Right, shoots, deflection. Corner if it goes, it won't. Well kept in by Lewington, the keeper. 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, great piece of management from Graham Taylor, Stuart. John Taylor's been part of the team, hasn't he, all season. Nice just to give him a little bit of a taste. And knowing John Taylor, I wouldn't put it better to come on and score.
Yeah, he'd look to do that. Hasn't actually scored all season, little JT. John Taylor, sure to come on for Wildig, you would think, for the last couple of minutes. Wait a minute, here comes Dagenham. Have they got an equaliser in them still? It's with Scott on the left-hand side. Scott twisting and turning. 5-1 Bristol Rovers lead Accrington in League 2. Matt Lund has got 2. Matt Harold also got 2 for Rovers in that game. John Taylor still waiting to get on here. 2 minutes to go. Just under 9,500 fans waiting to party. The champagne on ice at Accrington a week ago. It's about to be uncorked though, isn't it, here today? Here comes John Taylor for the last couple of minutes. Has Aaron Wildig seen it's his number? Yes, he has. And here comes Wildig. What a lucky charm he's been. This is his 11th start for Shrewsbury Town. And he has been on the winning side 11 times and 2 draws. How's that for a return?
Yeah, he's a good footballer, Stuart. You know, you can't hide away from the fact that he's a talented player, and I hope, Graham, that gets him involved in the squad somewhere along the line next year.
Yeah, Aaron Wildig makes way. Handshake from Graham Turner. Barnet 3, Wimbledon 0. Late goal from May for Barnet. John Taylor then on for the last 90 seconds or so. Wouldn't have thought we will have too much added on time here, Steve, with fans milling around the pitch, waiting to come on to the full-time whistle. Ball bouncing around, taken off Howell's boot. Collin to goal scorer clears. He's desperate, but his 37th minute header continues to be the only goal here today. Town 1, Dagenham 0. Town are a minute away from League One football. Great header won by Jermaine Granderson to Rowe. Town working hard. John Taylor lunging in as though his life depends on it. Town 1, Dagenham 0 on BBC Radio Shropshire. They're partying at the Greenhouse Meadow, and who can blame them? They've waited so long to have a moment like this. We all have. Watching Shrewsbury Town.
We certainly have, Stuart, isn't it? Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, isn't it? Dagenham players still trying to get that ball into the Shrewsbury net, but Town playing so well. Just need to keep it now, see this game out.
Richard forward to Morgan. Here's Richards again, sure to get lots of silverware in the next few weeks as the Player of the Year prizes are handed out. I'm actually down here on Monday handing out the BBC Radio Shropshire Player of the Year trophy on Monday night. What the fans do, I won't spoil the surprise just yet. Jacobson goes down. Town free kick midway inside the Dagenham half. Town 1, Dagenham 0. 90 minutes are up, 3 minutes so have added on time to be played at the Greenhouse Meadow. Jacobson's down. Town on their way up and away for Shrewsbury Town. Collin's the goal scorer today. It had to be, didn't it? The Republic of Ireland under 21 international. Have your say, Town fans. 01743 248 321. We'll send Adam Green a text with the verdict live from the Meadow. 81333 81333. Begin your message with the word throb. How's it been for you? Here's Wright on the burst, shows too much of that to Agogo. Town tried to win it back. Morgan catches Spillane. Free kick to the Daggers, right on the edge of the 18-yard box. Clearance taken by the goalkeeper. Over halfway it goes. Ball bouncing around. Swindon 5, Port Vale 0. Alan Connell for Swindon. Congratulations to Swindon on being League 2 champions. Shrewsbury Town set to go up as runners-up in League 2 though as it stands. Here's gain for Dagenham on the left-hand side. Ball in. Scott misses the volley. Ball still alive though. Dagenham still chasing an equaliser here on the right-hand side. Ball whipped in towards the back stick, headed away well by Cancel Sheriff for the Town. Dagenham pouring forward down the right-hand side. Collin anywhere will do. Into touch it goes, and it's a Dagenham throw, and a Town fan unsportingly throws the ball in the other direction. John still wanted to throw the ball back to him. Seconds away from League One then for Shrewsbury Town, thanks to that James Collins goal on 37 minutes. Here's Doe. Doe clips the ball into the penalty area. Fans getting ready to come on the pitch. Get off the pitch, Town fans. Get this game completed. Deep into stoppage time. Lots of fans were over the advertising hoardings here. Ball loaded forward. Sharps clears up towards Collins. Collins hammers it downfield, and Nicky Rowe could be in here. Angles tight. Can he get there? Bags of energy. He will. Morgan in the middle. Right in the middle. Here comes the ball towards Morgan, and the keeper wins a race. And the keeper gathers it. Deep into stoppage time, and it's all over. Shrewsbury Town are promoted to League One. There's an almighty pitch invasion from all four sides of the Greenhouse Meadow, and after 15 long years, Shrewsbury Town's players are being mobbed because the club are back in the third tier of English football. Well, Graham, a season's hard work finally has the result you've all wanted.
Yes, players have worked tremendously hard through the season. We set some principles and objectives off at the start, mostly the players' ideas, and through the season they've adhered to it and worked very hard, had a good attitude to things, and have deserved today's success.
What about the performance today?
Well, it's difficult to assess. I think it was a bit scrappy. I can understand the reasons why. There's a little bit of tension, a few nerves about the place, and you've got to overcome those. And it's obviously helped going in at 1-0 at half time. We should have done better with one or two other situations, but generally we defended quite well. I don't think Chris Neal's had a shot to save. So overall, we've got to be satisfied with the outcome of today, both result-wise and the celebrations. I mean, I think it's been a terrific atmosphere. Club has, it's waited a long time. The supporters have waited a long time for some success, and I hope they all enjoy it.
33 years on from your last promotion as a rookie player manager with Shrewsbury Town in 1979. How does this compare? Does it compare?
Well, it does, because it's the latest. I think that you look back to 79, we weren't expected to be going into the Championship, a small club like Shrewsbury. But this year the infrastructure is in place. It's a good club, it's sound, solid financially. It deserves to be playing at a high level. And so there's a difference between 79, where there wasn't too many expectations, to today, where I think this season people were expecting to have done what we've done, especially after last season missing out in the playoffs.
And how's the chairman, Ronan Wycherley, after this? He's waited so long for this moment, hasn't he, to take Shrewsbury into the third tier of the English game?
Well, he's worked very hard at the club for 15 years, and he deserves the success. I mean, it's been great working with him. I think he's probably the second best chairman I've worked with, and I think that he's thoroughly deserved the, and I even heard a chant from the crowd of his name, so maybe he's more popular than he thinks.
And what are your plans for tonight? Is it a quiet one, or big celebrations in the Turner household?
No, I think it'll be a quiet, maybe a meal somewhere, and we've got all the family, the grandkids all over, so we'll go and sit quietly and have a nice meal.
Just casting your mind back to a couple of summers ago when you accepted the chance to come back to Shrewsbury Town, was it a gamble given your popularity from your first stint, or were you always confident you could rework the magic again?
No, I don't think it was a gamble. I think over many years of managing, I look at what they've got at the club, the infrastructure, the support base, all the sort of things that you want for a club that's going to be progressive and get up there. And Shrewsbury ticked all the boxes, you know, so it was not any sort of thoughts about what happened in the past, how popular I might have been then and it wouldn't work out right this time. It was just a matter of the whole place was just waiting for success, so it was a good job to come into.
Ready to push on now with the higher level as well?
Well, I think we've got to start planning next week and the week after. There is obviously a significant difference. I've just been talking to John Still about when Dagenham went up. We went up with Hereford and came straight back down as they did. So there is a significant difference in the quality of teams in the First Division. So we've got to be prepared for that. I only look this year and think the sides that have gone up recently, in the case of Wickham, I think, I'm not sure how Chesterfield have done today. Exeter have not been up that long, one of the smaller clubs in that league. It is a difficult league to go into because there's some big clubs in there, but it's we aren't half relishing the challenge.
Just finally, how proud a moment is this for you? 64 years of age, your enthusiasm remains infectious, the fans love you here, you're giving me that look.
Thanks for reminding me of that milestone. Yeah, I think you just go on. The enjoyment is working with players, working with coaches, and that'll go on for some time to come, I hope. They still get a buzz out of everything you do in a football club, and I've often said it beats working for a living.
Many congratulations. Thanks, Graham.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Graham, you've been to Villa, Wolves, Hereford. Is this the spiritual home there with what happened at the start and now what's happened at the end of your career?
Well, I think that you're putting the end of my career already here. I was a Wolves supporter as a kid, so there's always something special about managing Wolves, especially with the plight that we found them in when I went in there. But this is where I started my career, and in all probability I'll finish it here. So it's nice to have done what we did first time round and establish ourselves as a championship side. It's equally nice to be taking the club forward again now.
And how special, we've seen you quite a few games, the grandkids have been out there to greet you at the end of full time. It's probably the first promotion of year 6 that they know about. How special for them to be here today as well? I
think they get bored with me telling them how good it is in the past, but you know, they come along and they enjoy their football, especially the girls. I think you have to have the family involved. I think, you know, we've always done that. I think there's so many sacrifices have to be made by a manager, that if the family don't understand, the extended family don't understand, then you've got a problem. And they've always accepted that it's time consuming, it's emotional and all that goes with it, but they've been football supporters for many years, and they are again today. Unusually they move their allegiance wherever I go.
Yeah, and just one final one, we've seen you very down after the odd defeat this season. Did they make it all worthwhile?
Well, I think you always get disappointed with defeats. You know, you look back to some of them. I would think Oxford and Aldershot and Bradford, we were probably worked out of it, muscled out of it. One or two others that we were very close to getting a result from. But I suppose the day you stop getting disappointed when you lose a game, that's the day to pack up.
Very well done.
Thank you.